We are marking 30 years of the renewal of diplomatic relations, and 2020 is a special year for both countries. But it has to be outlined that the relations between our two countries and two peoples date back a long time in history. And there's a long friendship and historical friendship which has outstood the test of time, which is to a great extent based on the heroic story of the savior of the Jews during the Second World War. So there's a very strong foundations for the relations between the two countries. And when you look at bilateral cooperation, I could say that the sky is the limit. There's a synergy between the two countries. And the realms of cooperation are vast, the political one, the economic one, the strategic, the cultural one, and the areas in which there is mutual interest, a convergence of interests can be substantial. I can give some example, for instance, cybersecurity, innovation, agricultural technology, medical care, just to name a few. So it is our role here at the Embassy to promote cooperation on a governmental level, but no less important is to find these synergies between businesses from both sides. And this is one of the essential tasks of this embassy. I mean, trade is one indicator, and there's some substantial work that needs to be done in order to increase bilateral trade, but this is not the only yardstick by which you test the economic relations of countries. It's synergies, as I mentioned, between businesses, joint ventures, investments, and all these are increasing. You see the growing number of Israeli companies that are setting up base here in Bulgaria because they understand the advantages that exist here. Qualitative manpower, low tax, strategic location, and proximity to Israel. These are winning ingredients. People of Israel, I think the entire Jewish people around the world, I'm sure of it, are grateful to Bulgaria for having saved the entirety of the Jewish population, 50,000 Jews during the Second World War. This is a tremendous act of bravery on behalf of the Bulgarian people and what we call the Bulgarian spirit, which was quite unique and still is. And the most of them immigrated to Israel when Israel was established in 1948 and had a great contribution to the construction of the building of the country at its nascence. You mentioned Gabi Ashkenazi. His father, Joseph Ashkenazi, was born in Plovdiv. He was saved and went on to, as I said, to immigrate to Israel. And his son, Gabi Ashkenazi, was the chief of staff of the army and is currently the Minister of Foreign Affairs. And he himself said, had it not been for this Bulgarian spirit, he would not have come to be and done all these things throughout his career. I just add that Bulgarian Jews that immigrated to Israel and their children are very proud of their ancestry, of the Bulgarian heritage, and today they serve as a living bridge between the two countries. But there's much more to discover here in Bulgaria, and a lot of historical sites. You have a very rich history, and just to see the antiquities that you have everywhere around the country, this is really mind-boggling and amazing. We had a political crisis which lasted a very long time, the most challenging political crisis in our history. But fortunately, now we have a functioning government. So the number one front and center challenge, as always and still remains, to attain peace with all of our neighbors. We have made some breakthroughs. We have peace with Egypt, with Jordan, but we still need to find a proper solution, peaceful solution with our closest neighbors, namely the Palestinians. There's now the Trump peace plan, which is on the table, and we hope that the Palestinians will embrace that plan. Bulgaria is one of our staunchest friends and allies in Europe and further afield. And the support that we attain from Bulgaria in international fora, may it be the UN in New York or in Geneva, or within the EU is substantial, is greatly appreciated. Bulgaria takes the moral high ground, and it understands that Israel is subjected to discrimination in international fora as being singled out, and that should not be. And for that, as I said, we are extremely grateful to Bulgaria. I hope so, but this is conditional on the situation, the corona situation. You know, we have a quarantine in Israel. You have it too. And this is not conducive to meetings that take place. We have a lot of meetings that take place on Zoom today, this new technology. We hope that in the very near future, when we overcome this corona challenge, that bilateral visit can restart. There are several which are on the table that we will be promoting.